Leaders are very unique people. They have a very simple distinction, and that is their thinking is different. Leaders do not think like followers. Leaders used to be followers, all of them. But what made them cross the line was a certain mentality that kicked in somewhere. Something happened to them that made them think differently. And I normally call that attitudes that influence people. If you want to be an impactful personality, you have to develop certain types of thinking and perceptions that change the way you see yourself and see the world. I call this the spirit of leadership. Now, there are only two animals on the planet that the Creator identified himself with. I want you to write them down. And when I read the Bible, I was shocked to find that there are two animals that the Creator identified himself with. The first one is the eagle. The eagle. And the second animal is the lion. And the lion has what I call the spirit of leadership. And this word spirit here is referring to attitude. A leader has an attitude that makes him or her different from followers. And the lion exhibits that attitude. We have to cultivate the same attitudes that the lion has, because the lion apparently has been given the same attitudes that God himself identifies with, and he put it in these creatures. And apparently you and I are supposed to be the king of the animal kingdom, the rulers of all animals. So obviously we have somewhere trapped on the inside these same potential attitudes. One of the saddest things I discovered is that you need a tombstone. People who are successful don't need tombstones. The reason why we need tombstones is because we were so useless on earth that wherever they planted us, they have to mark the spot to remind us that you used to be here. I want to challenge you from this day forward, and I believe I was sent here from my country to tell you to live in such a way from this point on that you wouldn't need a tombstone. What is the wealthiest spot on earth?
Qual é o lugar mais rico da terra?
It's the cemetery.
É o cemitério.
And why is the cemetery the wealthiest spot on earth?
E por que é o cemitério o lugar mais rico da terra?
Because buried in the cemetery
Porque enterrados ali no cemitério
are books that were never written.
estão livros que nunca foram escritos.
In the cemetery
No cemitério
are buried
estão enterrados
music that was never played,
músicas que nunca foram tocadas,
paintings that were never painted.
pinturas que nunca foram
Are in the
feitas,
cemetery.
estão nos cemitérios.
The graveyard is filled
O cemitério está cheio
with businesses that never opened,
com negócios que nunca foram abertos,
magazines that were never published,
revistas que nunca foram publicadas,
ideas that never became reality,
ideias que nunca se tornaram
visions that
realidade,
never became a reality.
visões que nunca se tornaram
Are in the
realidade,
cemetery.
estão no cemitério.
What a wealthy place.
Que lugar rico!
The graveyard is a rich place
O cemitério é um lugar rico,
because buried in the graveyard
porque enterrado no cemitério
are great men
estão grandes
who
homens
died as alcoholics,
que morreram como alcoólatras,
awesome women
mulheres
who
impressionantes
died as prostitutes,
que morreram como
drug
prostitutas,
addicts.
viciadas em
What a
drogas.
wealthy place.
Oh, que lugar rico!
Why?
Por quê?
Because people took their treasure to the cemetery.
Porque as pessoas levaram os tesouros para o cemitério.
I am afraid
Eu tenho medo
that sitting in your chair right now
de que sentado aí na sua cadeira agora mesmo
is a person
está uma pessoa
who is a candidate
que é um candidato
to add to the wealth of the cemetery.
para acrescentar a riqueza do cemitério.
Many of you in this room
Muitos de vocês aqui neste lugar
are carrying books
estão carregando livros
that you've not written,
que você não escreveu,
music
música
that you've not written,
que você não escreveu,
businesses
negócios
that you've not opened. opened.
que vocês não abriram,
Magazines
revistas
that you've not published.
que vocês não publicaram,
Schools
escolas
that you've not opened.
que vocês não
And
abriram,
you're sitting
e
here
você está
with
sentado
that
aqui
treasure.
com esse tesouro,
And every day that passes,
e cada dia que se passa,
you are getting closer
você está chegando
and
mais perto
to the cemetery.
do cemitério.
You didn't come to this planet
Você não veio a esse
just
planeta
to receive.
apenas para
You came here
receber,
to give.
mas você veio aqui para dar.
God sent you here
Deus te enviou aqui
with an assignment
com uma missão
to fulfill.
para cumprir.
Don't rob us.
Não nos roube.
Don't let the cemetery
Não deixe o cemitério
get your treasure.
pegar o teu tesouro.
Die empty.
Morra vazio.
SmartAndRelentless.com.